They both run it. And alright, what's up? Welcome to Off the Top number 13, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
With the neighbors, how y'all doing?
You're supposed to skip this number like details.
Yeah. Doing good, doing good.
Great.
So is 13 y'all's favorite number?
Actually, my favorite number is 23, but we ain't gonna delve into that tonight.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Number 23, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, you never
For
seen
sure.
that? Jim Carrey's one of Jim Carrey's best
His like
movies.
serious movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Besides Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
What about the Truman Show? But anyways, so so it's the neighbors with a dollar sign, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where do we find y'all at?
You can find us on all streaming platforms at The Neighbors. Specifically on SoundCloud, you can find us at The Neighbors 918.
And what's all y'all's names?
I'm Darko,
I'm Cosm.
I'm Zach Thrash.
and we are The Neighbors.
Heck yeah. So I heard word around town that y'all might like rap a little bit. Is that true?
I guess. Depends who you ask.
Oh.
We're a boy band officially.
Like the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. But we are a collective of 3 people. We kind of take on people here and there. Whenever the group started, the concept of the neighbors came from the aspect that when you talk to somebody from Tulsa, generally they know somebody that you know. We're all neighbors here in Tulsa. I think that's kind of where we got that concept from. It's kind of how I explain it to everybody else.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I was gonna ask that. So like, do y'all have any other members, official members, or is it just officially just the 3 of y'all?
It's officially just the 3 of us. We do have add-ons here and there. We've had producers, we've had other rappers like with us at shows, but officially it's just us 3.
Yeah, we've had a couple honorary members.
Mm-hmm.
A couple, Sabrin, aka, what is it? Scuzz.
Yeah, Scuzz. Cousin
Gengar's
Scuzz.
part a little bit. We got a track dropping with him real soon. You'll hear it real soon.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, we got Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We pretty much have a whole fleet. We have a whole team under the scenes that no one really knows about, but it's mainly us 3, but there's a lot of work that goes behind it that it isn't just us. So.
That's dope. So like, how did y'all form?
It's a very good question.
I met Wyatt, and we, definitely like yin-yanged, like that, yeah, basically. And we met Zach at a show like maybe a week or 2 after, and then it just kind of happened. We all like dig each other's style. We all have the same drive, definitely, and that's how kind of we came together and decided to do this together,
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, that's dope. So like, what are other things that y'all do?
So Zach and I, we do a lot of graphic work. He works a lot in a couple painting programs. I'm actually a graphic designer for a marketing and media firm right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I'm the lead graphic designer. We're about to have a storefront downtown. I work with businesses. I work
Wow.
with businesses doing branding and logos and stuff like that. It's essentially what I do right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just
Wow.
dropping-
He also drops hella change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, hold on, let's see if any
Oh,
change.
yeah.
I'm currently building a studio. Jesus Christ! This isn't supposed to be the funny interview.
That's just how it happens. Go ahead.
I'm currently building a studio. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty much going to be called The Neighborhood. Just kind of same concept as The Neighbors.
That's
I want to
dope.
get local artists in there. I want to get them in for a good price and build their sound. Just like it's taken me a long time to build my sound and know who I am as an artist.
Mhm.
So like I want to give people that same opportunity where they probably haven't had it because it can be expensive being an artist.
The neighborhood studio.
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
I want to bring that to all the young artists and current working artists that can't afford it.
Heck yeah.
So that's my goal.
Heck yeah. Do you have anything that you?
I just be chilling.
Okay. Wow. That yeah.
I make music. I do graphics. Do a little video editing here and there. I make AMVs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
Wow. So y'all gonna have like a one-stop shop, just everything.
That's the idea, man. It's a collective, brother.
That's lit. So is there a leader?
We all have big dicks. We measure it sometimes, but you know.
Okay, I didn't
We
know.
argue a lot because we're leader. We're like, nah, hold up.
I didn't know leadership was based on dick size. So, but that's good to know. That's
it's
good
called
to know.
a dickmocracy.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool.
Dickocracy.
Yeah,
There it is.
It's like idiocracy, but idiocracy.
It's very closely.
I feel like there has to be like a proving ground though. You know, like at a show, you got to be like, you got to tell the people. You be like, hey, like, check it out. Like.
I mean, I definitely grab my balls on stage. That's for goddamn sure.
So like, are y'all still finding your sound, or do you?
I think that's an ever evolving process. I think
Yeah.
nailing down your sound is a thing that people definitely do.
It's like
But to have a time where you're not continuously working on your sound is just what is the word for it? Stagnant. Kind of.
Yeah, I
thing
like to
that.
switch it up because, like, kind of like he said, if I'm doing the same thing over
Mhm.
and over again, I'm gonna get annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna lose my focus.
so y'all are
I'm-
versatile.
Yeah, I like to try new things. Like, I do that shit with anything. Like, if I was painting something, I'm not gonna paint a school bus.
Yeah.
every time.
I think whenever you're creative for years at a certain craft, at a certain point you literally have to take a different tack towards the same thing. Otherwise you're gonna get bored. And being bored, comes back to, not being as creative as you could be,
Mhm.
kind of thing. Yeah, that's just my thought.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So like, what is y'all's plans in the future for projects? Generally, when it comes to art, music, anything. Y'all got anything?
I think I can
Coming
speak
up.
for this right here. Having more media, I think in the past a lot of people complained about us not having as much media, such as videos, such as lyric videos, such as just interactive pieces of art that people can view and touch and that they can hold in their hand, literally with their phone,
Yeah.
kind of thing like that. And so I think our next steps going forward have everything to do with that. Not just releasing singles, but releasing videos with them, getting more content so people can know who we are and see our faces and not just hear our voices.
Okay, dope. So I have a polarizing question. Do y'all have favorite artists in the town?
You go first.
Fuck. I mean, there's so many. If I had to say, it'd probably be a tie between Verse and Mr. Burns. I just I respect them two so much. I wouldn't start rapping if it wasn't for Mr. Burns. Straight up, that man used to hate me, but I'd still show up to his shows and be like, man, you're my fucking idol, bro. But I mean, hey, it's been years later and he respect me and I respect him.
That's
It's
dope.
all love. But I still, bro, I've cried at his shows, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
He's an amazing artist, man.
I got a couple, but Don't Touch My Bag for sure. They kind of stopped rapping, but those are one of my influences. I used to hang out with them back in the day. We used to rap together and just do shit. Same with Mr. Burns. I used to go to house parties with him when I was 15.
I still do.
And yeah, them two for sure.
Dope. What about you?
So for me, I started rapping out of the situation at the Yeti. A lot of old heads will know that sort of. It was actually called Cypher 120 at first, and it was Burns, essentially, not running it, but he was the main act. I will say this, Burns taught me more about rap than a lot of people have. He's given me advice, and even the same, he didn't try to shut me down whenever I was trying to be creative, and a lot of times whenever I was trying to rap out there, people would shut me down left and right. And so, I mean, altogether it made me hungrier. Burns gave me a solid blueprint to work from.
That's
And
dope.
if I could speak to anybody else, it'd definitely be Young Verse. He's provided the blueprint from which a lot of rappers here in Tulsa should work toward and work around, kind of thing.
That's
But yeah.
dope. So do y'all see a resurgence of hip hop culture within Tulsa, and do you think that there's a good support system out here?
Yeah, there was never a hip hop presence at all for a while. I mean, there was, but they wouldn't allow it. At the bars, you couldn't get a show if you were hip hop. It was mainly only alternative rock and rock. So over the past even longer than that, that stuff that people don't even see. It's probably been going on for 15 years. People have been growing the hip hop scene.
Yeah, we've been throwing shows at the Rabbit Hole for the past year, and I've seen it grown. Our shows, every show that we've had has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. It's really unfortunate that COVID happened because we kind of like felt at risk
Yeah.
of our fans and people that come to see us, putting them at risk, and that's kind of why we slowed down shows. Why we haven't done one in forever is just because we gotta let this thing pass until it does. We can't put our fans and everybody else at risk just to come see us,
Yeah.
But yes, there has definitely been a resurgence. Especially, I've only been in the scene for about 4 years. Zach's been in it for a long time. Zach, you've been in it for about 6 years or so. Like, in the time that I've been in, I've seen it blow up.
So do you think that there's like a single factor that has to do with why there's a resurgence, or do you think it's like a collective?
For sure. So there was a time in Tulsa wherever rap wasn't the first and foremost thing on people's minds whenever they went out to go see a show at a bar or something like that. And the advent of Cypher 120 and those that came afterward, those in and around Fire in Little Africa, brought a level of attention towards our small community that had never been before seen. And right now, I think we are enjoying the benefits of, but I think we all come from the background where we do appreciate the history and what it does and how it should be taught, sort of thing like that. It definitely boosted Tulsa's profile, Fire in Little Africa, those in and around it, for sure. And I think that has a large part to do with it.
I definitely would agree with that, honestly. So do you have any messages to fans?
Yeah.
Music is coming hot and heavy. Yeah.
We got music coming. With COVID, I think everything slowed down, but we got some more stuff, more content, more shit for everybody to fuck with. I think hanging with us and having the fans that we do is one of the biggest blessings in my life, because without rap, I don't think I would have been here,
Right.
We are the neighbors, and that means everybody else that is with us, our fans included, our friends included, are also neighbors. So I'm just happy to be able to share what I love with them.
Definitely. So what direction has y'all's music been taking recently?
What's the context?
Whatever context you want.
Well, I mean, like, I get it. Like, we make ignorant, hard, stupid music sometimes. I'll tell you this, a lot of our new stuff that we've been doing, White knows, he's been in the writing room with me a couple times. It's getting more lyrical, more focused, more tactful on issues that we have with society, our government, whatever. We dropped a tape, Blunts of Black Hearts 2, that touched a lot on the bullshit that was going on during Trump era, and like we're trying to like fully embellish that profile of not just being a hard, stupid, ignorant rappers, because we all like to have fun. I think that's the biggest point of our music.
I think everybody tends to like ignorance for ignorance's sake, but if you look closely into my lyrics, you'll notice that there's more content there to work with. It does sound like banger after banger after banger, but things that we do say within Blunts and Black Hearts 2 and other releases involving Zach have a lot to do with the political climate and how people view and kind of upend their own interests by kind of perpetuating a culture of ignorance.
Right, it's kind of like a retrospect thing in that sense.
Yeah, so do you think that has like the activism within the music, do you think that has to do with the awakening within the rest of the culture, or people in general?
I think here we are like celebrating regressive themes, saying that we want to be rich for our own sake and not giving back to our community. I think kind of like parodying that in a way shows the intent, that I guess that we have, and showing that this isn't the right way. I feel like being a neighbor comes from an aspect of community. And being all for oneself isn't an aspect of community. It's not being a neighbor. It's being in a mansion all alone by yourself.
Yeah.
One for all, baby.
Unless you and all your friends have mansions and you can just have walkie-talkies.
Exactly. There you go.
So do you guys have any advice for the next generation of artists?
Don't get pigeonholed. Don't hold yourself back. Don't ever go down one path. There are many paths down this road.
I feel like from a business aspect, just hit up bars, There you go. Bookshelves.
More practical information here. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to give you like.
Something that I would like to say is do your best to develop your own unique sound. My own sound came from me, listening to the artists that I love and trying to replicate it, but at the end of the day, what you have to bring to the table is so different from what anybody else does. And if you keep that little bit of, innocence in your heart and your mind, you can take that and go a million miles with it.
Yeah, and respect the motherfucking culture.
Also, buy your beats.
We're just coming out with it. We're just
I'm coming back.
Yeah, more practical, up in the air, practical.
Buy a studio so that way whenever you write a song, you can literally rap into the microphone and hear yourself, and also hear what you're going to do before you go to the studio, so that way you have an idea of how to tweak the song in better ways, play with the effects, know what you want. So that way when you're paying $40 to $150 when you go to the studio, you're not in there writing, wasting half the time. Because the faster you finish the song and you got all that free time, the better your mix is going to be, because the engineer has time to play with it. So
Definitely.
Yep. Be prepared.
So I'm gonna veer away from music totally. I'm gonna throw a few oddball questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up because we still want to get a second interview type thing in. But so, do y'all believe in the AI super intelligence takeover of the world?
yeah, bro, they're listening to you right now.
Oh my god.
You got it plugged
Hey,
in.
The Terminator was a great movie.
No, wait.
Even that franchise ended, so.
Here's what I believe in right here.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I wouldn't put a label on it. I'm a progressive at heart, but things such as automation, right? That's going to take over eventually, and people like you and me that have blue collar jobs that live off the graft and work of others are not going to have jobs eventually. Eventually it will turn to AI.
Yeah.
Eventually we will live in a cyber dystopia where we're not being valued as a society. So what we need to do now is get our government to help take care of its own population, because the only way that we can circumvent that is through that right there.
But check this out, like, what if we're already robots?
We're already robots.
So, like, you know
Hey, y'all are
what?
starting like a thing, right?
No, because, like,
To talk about this, right?
yeah, because, like, look, now check this out. Like, the robots we make are made out of, like, metals and fucking stuff that we find in the ground.
I would
right?
hope they ain't made
So
out
what
of
if
wood.
our bones and our organs and stuff is just alien? Somebody, that's the materials they had. So
I
that's
mean-
how they, because like think about it, your blood veins are literally like an oil line in your car.
Like what if we're like a genetic mutation
your
from
heart's
some
like
sort of.
the motor, your brain's like the motherboard in the car, like.
Well, what do you think we got like the scheme to build one for? Even a
Well,
computer.
I have another question. Do you think that
I got that idea off of somebody else and built it. Whatever
I don't know if y'all believe in God or not, but this is like totally like, I'm just curious because this is just an interesting question I'm thinking about. Do you believe that science proves or disproves God?
I think you can.
Both, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, because what is science? It's a hypothesis.
Yeah.
And what are we doing? We're proving.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? In a lot of essence it can, but in a lot of essence it can't.
Mm-hmm.
But fact is, you have to believe science because it's proven.
Yes.
So,
I'm just curious.
I think the question of God is like a deep one, but at the end of the day, whether or not God exists, we're already doing the thing in his life, and it doesn't have an effect.
He already knows how this whole thing plays out. So even if there was one, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a
In my
God
eyes-
to the religion
Mhm.
aspect of it. I think it's a lot bigger than our brains can comprehend. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just trying to dumb it down in the best way possible.
You know what? Let's pick this up on the next thing we're gonna do. I feel like it's a good stopping point right here, so that way we can try to get some of the other one. Do y'all have any shout outs for anybody or any last words?
Yeah. Shout out to my mom and my little brother. Without them, without their constant support, and Nor and Zach, like without this group right here, I started this off whenever I was homeless. I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't want to take care of myself. I have a whole life to live for now. This rap thing has like literally gone on to save my life and put me in a better position.
Wow, that's very interesting. We need to get you and you, both y'all, sometime for individual interviews, just y'all, because I want to hear more about your personal stories sometime. That'd be, cause we already got Zach, but that's really dope. Hey, y'all have any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out everybody that helped me come up: Joe Maury, Stefan Xavier, Steph Simon, Mr. Burns, First, like all the OGs that helped me come up and showed me my way. All my senseis, like. Thank y'all for like bringing me up. Thanks to Zach for pushing me to my limits in ways I didn't know. Thanks to Wyatt for being there for me and being my rock that I needed. Like, shout out to my mom. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't her. Shout out to my daughter. I wouldn't be as inspired as an artist if it wasn't for her. I can't really think of anybody else at the top. If I missed out, I'm sorry.
Shout out everything they said, plus my family and the rest of Tulsa.
Damn it, Wyatt.
I need a phone case, bro. I need a fucking phone case.
Oh my gosh.
That was perfect. Just got it there.
All right, cool. We're gonna end it there. Instead of doing a rap session, like, I want to get this next one moving before.
Okay.
Hey, but round of applause for the neighbors. Come on, Aaron, fucking clap.
That was a good interview, yo.
There's so much more I wanted to talk about too. Like it was hard to leave it there.
I'm gonna go through more like this would be like rapid fire, but we're also if there's
Can I smoke this blunt before we start?
Yeah. Let's run it real quick, and then let's take like a 3-minute intermission and then get right back to it.
Those fucking pants, Wyatt.
What? I mean, they're cargos. They're like sensible.
Where's your trash can?
For who?
Trash can.
Bootlickers?
There's a trash can over here on right next to this dustpan over
Is there one
there.
out there?
There's one outside of me.
There's one in the garage.
Appreciate that.